I recorded this video like 5 times, and I am going to try to get through it this time. So let me pull up my notes, because today I want to go over some questions that have been asked in the previous videos. The first one is I think it's the number one question, or it's asked more, not necessarily number one, but it's asked more than any other question. And it's about a after effect of COVID called parosma. And that, I looked it up, and that is when your taste and smell is compromised, meaning something that you're eating, either you have no taste of it, or it doesn't taste like it's supposed to. It has a different taste to it. So I was never diagnosed with this parosma. I was diagnosed with COVID, but I was not diagnosed with parosma. To be honest with you, I never went to the doctor. I had very mild symptoms with mine. In fact, the way I figured out that I had COVID is I had put, the weekend before, I was just super tired, and my goodness, it was just, I could not keep my eyes open. And I sat down with a cup of coffee in my recliner, and the next thing I know, I had poured coffee all over me because I had fallen asleep, and coffee was all over my lap and on the floor, in the grout. It was just in the chair. It was awful. So I had to clean all that up, and I was tired anyway. And it just cleaning up spilled coffee wore me completely out. And I just napped all day, but I just thought that I was tired because I didn't have any other symptoms. Well, the next day I woke up with a sinus headache right here. And that honestly was the start of the COVID. I called the teledoc on that day whenever I had the sinus headache, and my teeth hurt. No, that was actually on a Monday that I called the teledoc. It was Sunday when I woke up with the sinus infection, and then Monday when it continued, I called the teledoc and I said, look, I feel like I have a sinus infection. My head hurts, my teeth hurt. I don't have a fever or anything, but I just feel like it's just all right up in here. And so he called me in a prescription for like amoxicillin or something like that. And then the next day, I stayed home from work that day, got the prescription. And the next day I went to work, which I work for myself. I have an office, and it's just me that's in there, so I never saw anybody. But I had my essential oil diffuser going, and I got up, this is crazy, I got up to go to the bathroom, and as I was walking, I kind of turned over and saw my essential oil diffuser, the steam or mist or whatever you call it, coming up out of there, and I realized I can't smell that. So I went ahead and went to the bathroom, and I came back out, and I walked over to the diffuser, and I put my head directly over it and went over the mist, and nothing. So I opened up, and whatever it was, I can't even remember what I was diffusing that day, but whatever it was pretty potent smell. And so I opened up the bottle, put it up to my nose, did like that, absolutely nothing. And I went, oh crap. I really did. And so I immediately texted my husband, and I said, I've got it, I know I do. I've got to go get tested. The testing place was not open, or they closed at a certain time, something like that. It was only open from like 8 to 1 or something like that. And so I couldn't get an appointment to go get tested until the very next morning. So went ahead and got that. I called all of my clients, or texted all of my clients, and said, I think I've got the COVID. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna quarantine. I'm gonna go get tested in the morning. If it comes back positive, I'll let you know. So I went the Wednesday morning and to a drive-through testing facility, got tested. Wednesday evening, I got the phone call from the health department that said, yes, you've got the COVID, and for me to quarantine for 14 days. And honestly, I didn't really have any other symptoms. I didn't have any coughing. I didn't have any breathing problems. I didn't have anything except for that sinus headache and tiredness. And after the weekend, my tiredness was gone. So I did go back to my office one more time and packed up all my work, as much as I could get, in a box so that I would have something to do whenever I was at home. And my husband was very particular about the quarantine too. I mean, I was locked up in our bedroom, didn't see anybody for 14 days. He would bring breakfast, lunch, and dinner to the door, put it down on the floor, turn and walk and go to the other side of the house. I would open the door, reach down, get whatever he got, close the door, and go eat. So he got me a little plastic table and put it up by the door so that I could pull it in and set it up. And I had a chair in the office already and everything so that I could continue to work. And that's what I did for 2 weeks. It was the worst thing in the world being quarantined. I could not stand it. I would look out the window. We live in Florida, bright, beautiful August skies. It was just gorgeous out, and I'm stuck in my room. And he had to be quarantined also because his employer told him he couldn't come back to work for 14 days either. Even though he had no symptoms or nothing whatsoever, he had been around me. So he worked here at the house, and he would leave to go to the grocery store or pick up online groceries or whatever, he would come back in, and our driveway is right there by our window, and I would look out and just stare at him and wave at him, and it was just awful being quarantined, man. So anyway, I was never diagnosed with this charisma because I never went to the doctor because I never had any other symptoms besides the loss of taste and smell after I was diagnosed. The sinus stuff kind of went away, or it did go away, and my tiredness went away. I was not tired at all. And so that was just really my only symptom once I was diagnosed. Isn't that weird? But anyway, so let me turn my iPad back on here and get my notes back out. So anyway, I just thought that the taste and smell thing was a normal thing because one of my best friends, had the COVID at the same time that I did, and she had lost her taste and smell and had not gotten it back either. And we compared notes, and we were like, yeah, sour cream tastes awful, and couldn't stand to eat lettuce, and there was other things that I can't think of right now that it was the same. She tasted the chemical smell. The sour cream was just, oh my gosh, sour cream was just awful. And so anyway, when it persisted, I wanted to find a way to get my taste and smell back because that's just the worst feeling ever. Y'all, it may not be the worst feeling ever, but it was for me the worst feeling ever not to be able to taste or smell. And so I began to do the research. And I had other friends that had tried the banana peel thing, burning the banana peel. They had tried, I can't think of all the different things. I know my husband, we were watching TikTok one night, and that's where I got the oils that I used. But one night we were watching TikTok, and there was this thing where, I don't know if you spun around so many times, then you put your finger right here, and then somebody bopped you in the back of the head. My husband so wanted to talk me into doing that, and I told him he was crazy. So I'm glad I didn't do that, because I just think that was somebody's excuse to bop somebody in the back of the head. You know what I mean? So anyway, but even my medical friends, whenever I started talking about, hey, I'd go to church on a Sunday morning, and we always have breakfast because we're good old Southern Baptists. And somebody would say, oh, that smells so good. And I looked at them and I was like, I don't know, because I can't smell it. And my medical friends, my nurse friends were like, what? You still can't smell? That's just weird. And this had been months after I'd had the COVID. And so anyway, I started saying stuff, about my taste and smell. And there was more and more people that were saying the same thing. Yeah, that they were tasting more chemical than actual whatever they were eating was supposed to taste like. So all that to say, I was never diagnosed with this parasma or whatever you call it. But I feel like I probably had it because my taste was compromised. But I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to say that, yes, for sure I had it. I'm just going to say I probably had it. And so I hope and pray that these oils will help you reverse this and get your taste and smell back. But you've got to do you, because like I said, I am no doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I don't claim to be anything. I am just a person here sharing what worked for me. So you've got to do what's best for you. All right, so that's that. Now let's go on to the next question. Does it have to be these exact oils? That was another question. These are what helped me. I have no idea if any other oil will help with the taste and smell the way these did. I just don't know. Would I go back and have no taste and smell so that I could try other oils? Absolutely not. These worked for me. I'm not going back. Lord, please don't let me go back, because I'm so happy that I have my taste and smell back. I can say that in the original video, someone said that they had tried lemongrass, which lemongrass is a great oil, but it did not seem to work. So they were going to get the rosemary and the peppermint and the coconut oil and try the original, what I had published. So I know that the lemongrass for that person did not work for them. So the third question is, where do I get my oils from? I get this question all the time. I am a Young Living girl. They're 100% pure. I used to order my oils off of Amazon. I don't do that anymore because I educated myself, and those are not always 100% pure. But I know for a fact that Young Living is 100% pure, no matter what. So I will continue to be a Young Living person, and there is a link in the description that is to my website for the Young Living oils. But you, like, again, you got to do you. Young Living is a bit pricey, but it is pure. You get what you pay for. So for me, I'm going to get the purest oil that I can. I have been doing Young Living. I've been a Young Living, I don't know if you call it consultant or whatever, for years. And I have collected all of the single, and if you understand what essential oils are, I've collected all of the single oils, meaning the peppermint, the rosemary, the lemongrass, the lemon, the lavender, the, goodness, I can't think of any right now, but I have all of them. I made myself a checklist, and I went through and I made sure I got every single one of them. That way I can blend them together to make anything that I feel like I need to diffuse, put on my skin. I have a face cream, not cream, it's a face oils that I use during the summer. roll them on. I take them in vegetable capsules. We'll discuss that in another video. But there's so many combinations that you can make when you have all the oils, and that's what I did. I probably have way too many, but I have anything and everything that I would ever need. So now question number 4, how long did I do this? I've gotten this question a lot. I swear I thought I put it in that original video, but maybe I didn't. I did it 3 times a day for 7 days. 7 days. And I started noticing the difference on day 3. But then on day 5 is when I cut grass, and I smelled the cut grass for the first time, and that was the smell that just really triggered that, wow, this has really worked. All right. Question number 5. Is it safe to do this with essential oils? I use essential oils, and I was just saying in the before, I use essential oils all different ways. I use them internally, externally, neat, meaning not diluted in any way, mixed with carrier oils in my food, etc. This technique didn't bother me. You're coating your nostril with the coconut oil first. You're not touching an essential oil directly to your inner nostril. You're putting it where you put the coconut oil. These, and I'm just going to say, these are what they call hot oils, meaning they will burn, not burn you as in they're going to leave a mark, but you'll get a sensation. I will say that. How's that? You'll get a sensation if they touch your nostril, which I did that in the original video. You will see me, I was constantly sniffing because it had touched my nostril where I didn't put the coconut oil really good in there. But again, I'm not a doctor. I do what I feel is best for me. You have to do what's best for you. I'm just sharing what worked for me, and this worked for me. Diluting the oils, I don't think that you will get the exact same effect as if you use them the way I instructed on the original video. That's just my opinion. If you want to try diluting them in a carrier oil and then putting them in your nose or whatever, try it. If you want to just put it underneath your nose instead of inside your nose, try it. I just told you what worked for me, and you have to do what is best for you. I'm not going to stand there and tie your hands behind your back and stick a Q-tip up your nose. I am not that kind of person. I'm not going to tell you that this is the only way to get your taste and smell back. No, I'm sure there are other ways, but this worked for me, and it has worked for quite a few people. If you go back and read the comments on the original video and then last week's update video, there are quite a few comments that say that it has worked for them also. So anyway, question number 6. I only have 2 more questions. And the last 2 are really short, so bear with me. Question number 6. Does Vicks Vapor Rub do the same thing? I have had several people try this, and I'm going to say no, it doesn't work. I have a pastor friend that puts Vicks Vapor Rub up in his nose every single day. He says he seems to think that it works for him. That's fine. Not for taste and smell. It just keeps, for him, he says, what did he tell me the other day? He feels like it keeps him healthy. He has not been sick since he started doing that. That's fine. He's doing him. That's fine. But to get your taste and smell back, I don't think putting Vicks Vapor Rub up your nose is going to do the same thing as these essential oils. There's something about the essential oils that just dislodges whatever is clogged up in your sinuses. Or that's my description anyway. Whatever's clogged up in your sinuses just releases whenever you use these essential oils. And I don't think that Vicks Vapor Rub is going to do that. There's been, again, several people that have tried Vicks on the original video that it did not work for. And there's been a lot of comments about it's a lack of zinc that causes you to lose your taste and smell. I'm going to say that may be true for some, but not all. I don't believe that anybody that commented about the zinc was a doctor, and they cannot tell you, they have not seen you in person and tell you for sure that you lack zinc. So that may be true for some people, but it's not true for every single person. So I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, it was a lack of zinc that caused me to lose my taste and smell. No, I'm not going to do that. And I don't think it's right for anybody else to just put a blanket statement out there that it was zinc that you had a deficiency of. When I do these essential oils and it breaks whatever loose and I can taste and smell again, obviously I was not. I might have been low on zinc, but that was not the cause of it. So anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for these last 20 or so minutes. I hope to come on next week with more questions to answer. And in the meantime, y'all have a great week, and I will see y'all in 2022. Doesn't that sound crazy? Anyway, y'all have a great new year, and I will see y'all next year.